Thank you for the opportunities. My title is Hematological Abnormality among COVID-19 patients at Millennium COVID-19 Treatment Center in Addis Ababa. So these are the background, the materials, the result, and the discussion. So by now we all are familiar with the COVID-19 disease, the route of transmission, and so on. So I will directly proceed to the hematological findings common among COVID-19 patients. So there are the common hematological findings among COVID-19 patients like lymphopenia, thrombocytopenia, and leukopenia that's indicated in the large size studies in China. So our methodology, a prospective cross-sectional study was conducted from May to July 2020 at Millennium COVID-19 Referral Treatment Center. The center served as the first COVID-19 referral treatment center with more than 1,000 beds. Convenient sampling technique was used to select 334 patients, and we exclude those patients with underlying chronic disease. So socio-demographic data and the disease severity status of the admitted patient were collected by reviewing medical records. We categorized the patient into 3 groups: moderate, severe, and critical patient. We collect the venous blood in ELITE test tube to determine the complete blood count, and the quality of the test were maintained by running 3 commercially prepared quality control materials, and the integrity of the sample were checked regularly. So when it comes to the result of 334 admitted COVID-19 patients, the majority of the patients were females, 62.3%, and relatively most of the patients were in the age group of greater than 50 years. And regarding on severity, 69.8 patients had moderate disease, while 12.3 patients were in the critical condition. And regarding the overall magnitude of hematological abnormalities, magnitude of any cytopenia, meaning anemia, thrombocytopenia, or leukopenia, is 41%, and that of pancytopenia were 1.8%. And of those cytopenias, anemia were predominant, which is 24.9%, and thrombocytopenia were 21.6%. And the most common hematological abnormality were lymphopenia, which account to 72.2%. So this is a table that shows hematological abnormality among COVID-19 patients at Millennium COVID-19 Center. And as you see here, among cytopenias, the most common one is anemias, and leukocytosis account around 29.6%, whereas neutrophilia account 50%. And again, pancytopenia account for 1.8% of the participants. And regarding the severity of anemia, the majority of those anemia cases were mild, which is 12.57%, and there are only 1.2% severe anemias. So the magnitude of anemia was relatively higher among males. And on the other hand, the odds of anemia was 2.3 times higher in patients with severe than moderate conditions, with a significant association. And patients with a critical disease condition were 2 times more likely to develop anemias than moderate patients, but with a marginal association. So this is a table that indicates the association of anemia with disease severity and the socio-demographic status of the patient. And as you see in the table, the anemia is positively correlated with the disease severity, 2.35% and 2.35 and 2 times more likely to develop severe and critical disease than that of the moderate patient. So the magnitude of lymphopenia is also similar among critical, severe, and moderate patients. So there is no significant association between lymphopenias and disease severity. So as you see, the magnitude of lymphopenia was similar among moderate, severe, and critical patients, but with no significant association between lymphopenia and disease severity. So on the other hand, binary logistic of combined lymphopenia, neutrophilia, meaning that patients both having lymphopenia and neutrophilia were assessed, and those patients with a severe and critical disease were 4.1 and 3.3 times more likely to develop combined lymphopenia and neutrophilia than moderate patients with a significant association. So again, this table indicates the association of combined lymphopenia and neutrophilia with a disease severity, as well as socio-demographic status of the patient. And patients having both lymphopenia and neutrophilia were significantly associated with the disease severity, as you see in the table, both shows significant association 0.02 and 0.27. So in addition, the study revealed that patients with a severe and critical disease had 2.7 and 3.3 times increased risk of having neutrophilia. So neutrophilia is also associated with increased risk of disease severity and progression to severity. So again, this table shows the patient with a severe conditions had 2.7 more likely to develop neutrophilia than moderate patient. And in the same way, patient with a critical conditions had 3.3 times more likely to develop neutrophilia than the moderate patient. So both indicating significant association of neutrophilia with the disease severity. When it comes to discussion, upon admission, the majority of the patient had lymphopenia, 72%, whereas 50% shows neutrophilia, and 29.6% presented with leukocytosis, while 24.9% and 21.6% of the patient had anemia and thrombocytopenia, but only 5.4% of the patient showed leukopenia. So several studies identify leukopenia as a reliable marker of disease progression to severity, with a magnitude higher in dead and ICU patients than non-severe or severe patients, but this is not the case in our studies. So this might be due to the comparable magnitude of lymphopenia among moderate, severe, and critical patients. So the study by Yang et al. Also support our finding, showing that there is a significant change in lymphopenia between non-severe and severe patients. So provided that lymphopenia is not specific for COVID-19 and also common finding in elderly, the predictive capacity of lymphopenia will be improved if it is combined with other parameters such as neutrophilia and high neutrophil to lymphocyte ratio. So in this regard, our study demonstrated that severe and critical COVID patient had 4.1 and 3.3 increased risk of developing combined neutrophilia lymphopenia than moderate patient with a significant association. So I'm audible? So in most studies, neutrophilia was common finding in severe patients. And a study in Singapore among 130 post-ALS patients showed that neutrophilia was significantly associated with admission to ICU. Similarly, our study also showed that neutrophilia were more predominant or more prominent in severe and critical patients than moderate patients with a significant association. So regarding anemia, unlike most studies, we showed no profound finding on anemia or no significant association between anemia and the disease severity among COVID patients. Our study showed that there is a significant association between the risk of developing anemia and the disease severity. So the critical and severe patient had increased risk of developing anemia than moderate patient, but with slight marginal association. And similarly, the study by Bellman also showed a significant association between anemia and increased risk of in-hospital mortalities. So finally, with regard to leukocytosis, both severe and critical patients also showed a significant association with leukocytosis. Similarly, a multi-center retrospective study in China also revealed that leukocytosis upon admission in COVID patients were significantly associated